A red hot welcome to some red hot stock. Today it's in the form of this 2015 65 plate VW Golf R, finished in the fantastic pure white, which is a solid paint, no metallic, no pearlescent. Now you'll know if you're looking at this video that the Golf Rs are possibly the best hot hatch available on the current market. This isn't the latest generation, but my god is it a fantastic one. So why is the Golf R so popular with clientele and performance car enthusiasts? Well, it's quite simple. It's practical, it's spacious, and it's an absolute wicked bit of kit that is a hell of a lot of fun. Now this one, as I said, has got some tasty additions, and I'm going to get stuck right in now and show you exactly what those are. So starting off on the headlight, you've got the carbon wrapped eyebrow, which just give the car a more aggressive demeanour, stance and presence on the road. They're the LED headlights with your LED daytime running lights. You've got a headlight wash system, front parking sensors, and gloss black and honeycomb black styling just on the front here. You do have front assist, so the bottom of the front bumper has been wrapped in black along with a gloss black panel. You've got the wrapped gloss black front bumper and badging, and you've also got some wrapped gloss black canyons and carbon fibre inlets just here. It just really does give the car a much more aggressive demeanour to that of the standard Golf R. So as you can see, the bonnet, nice order, few age related marks, but as you can tell, stone chips on a used car, they are there. It will happen, unfortunately. Golf Rs do pick them up as they've got quite a low nature. So moving around, the first modification, gloss black 18-inch Cadiz alloys. Now the Cadiz alloys, a lot of people aren't a fan of in the standard diamond cut, but in black, they really do set it off lovely, especially against the aftermarket red brake caliper. Almost a black pack, it looks phenomenal and it sounds even better. So moving down here, you've got the gloss black R inlet just on the side. And moving on here, you've got the wrapped carbon fibre wing mirrors. A really nice, tasty, subtle addition to an existing, really well-styled car. Down here, you've got the flared side skirt. Around here, you've got the black window rubbers, which aren't de-chromed or wrapped. They are from factory, and they won't get any marks or any tears. You've got the gloss black door pillars here, and you've got the 35 to 65% tinted heat insulating glass on the rear. On the back, you've got the wrapped rear spoiler in carbon fibre. The guys who have done this work have carried out a fantastic job. Really nice, really flush, and again, it gives it that real nice, subtle, aesthetic appearance that just sets it off and sets it aside from other Golf Rs. You've got a rear wiper delete, and you've got your LED rear light with a built-in indicator. Moving down, you've got your rear parking sensors. You've got a gloss black plastic rear diffuser with quad exhaust system, which obviously with the Golf Rs, it does come as Sound Couture, which is synthesized engine noise, but you do still get a nice grunt and barble from one of those. On the rear here, you've got a wrapped gloss black VW badge, and inside, it wouldn't be a Golf without being practical. As you can see, a massive abundance of space in here. You do have load through, so you can load ski bags or grocery bags. But in here, you can easily get a pram, a pet, a push chair, or anything else that you desire. Spare wheel and a few extra bits of storage. As you can see, nice clean car, really well looked after by its previous owner. That is one lovely bit of kit. So all the cars here at Emerald are inspected prior to retailing. They're given the Emerald 128 point check, which just gives you total reassurance and confidence when you're dealing with ourselves, who are probably the best car dealership in the UK, and it just means that there should be no maintenance for the foreseeable future. Now we've looked at all the outside features, let me take you on inside and show you exactly what the Golf R has to offer. So the Golf R, undoubtedly one of the better styled hot hatchbacks of its generation, and this is why. You don't need Vienna leather, especially when you can have race cloth in grey and grey suede with contrast grey stitching and no marks on the bolster. Let me tell you, this is one great looking interior. You've got manual adjustment here, You've got lumbar support just on the back here, and you've also got a nice cool feature of 1.5 kilogram maximum of storage under the both driver and passenger front seat. It's a really nice interior. Sports seats, they just give you that added edge, and they're very, very comfortable. Onto the window, you've got electric folding wing mirrors, electrically adjustable and heated, and you've got deadlock here. You've got a really nice carbon effect inlay against the chrome styling, and down here you've got electric windows and the ability to deadlock all the windows. Leather armrest, and you've got plastic surround and carpeted door inlays just there. You've got a blue illuminative door inlay here, and moving on in, you'll agree that that is one really nice, good looking interior for a car. Flat bottom, multifunction, piano black inlay, contrast stitched fine Napa leather steering wheel. Our logo as well, just so you don't forget you're in the creme de la creme of Golfs. Really, really nice. You've got paddle shift on here, which give you the optimum control and almost an old school manual feel from an automatic gearbox. It just allows you to take full control of the driving experience and decide when you want to rev limit the car. You can redline it if you want to, not that I would agree with it. You can have full control and full reign of how your driving experience goes. So on the wheel, you've got your cruise control settings and volume control. And on here, you've got your Bluetooth telephone, menu buttons, and voice control. On this particular model, voice control is not active. You would need to speak to a main dealer to get an activation key. And this will of course skip on your radio stations. At the rear, you've got your high beam, and you've also got your front assist option, which if you click, that will bring up. Let me shut the door first. So obviously that will also tell you the temperature of your car and how much fuel you have left. Now the instrument cluster itself, the digital menu just in the middle here, is controlled by these buttons, and you have quite a few options. So if you click on it and you scroll across, you'll see driving data, click OK, and scroll down, you'll get your average speed, your distance, your travelling time, the range that's left in your tank, your average consumption, your overall consumption, oil temperature, which on a car of this nature, before you even think to drive it enthusiastically, I will warn you now, your car needs to be at least 74 to 84 degrees oil. Warning signs, so obviously at that will be if you're going down a dual carriageway and you don't want to use cruise control, you can set your warning at the speed limit and it will tell you if you do go over that limit. You've got assist systems, which obviously brings up a highway as such, and that will just give you all the information of what's ahead of you and other bits of info like that. Audio, depending on the source, we've got DAB, you've got Bluetooth, you've got media streaming, you've got USB, you've got quite an abundance of options. Telephone is your Bluetooth telephone. Vehicle status, that is almost your OBD port, onboard diagnostics. There is no sat nav on this, but you do have DAB radio, which you can change there, FM, AM and DAB. You can click on station list and that will bring them all up for you. Or you can manually search for the channel you want, but let's face it, you're never going to use that. View can change you all the different info of what you want to see, and if you go on setup, that will just be traffic alerts and other little parts on there. Media, that would be your Bluetooth audio, so you can media stream, you can do YouTube, Spotify, you could do your CD, it could be your hard drive, USB, could be a number of different options. But if you click on source, that will give you all the info of where it could be. If you click on phone, quite simple, Chingy Baby was the last person. Very, very choice name on the phone, but a very good choice of car. So Chingy Baby connected their phone to this as simple as clicking find telephone, clicking result, but I'm not going to give you my Bluetooth name just yet. If you click on setup, you'll see you can change all the settings of the screen and other information. If you click on sound, it's the bass, it's the treble, it's the mid. If you click on car, you'll be able to see that you can get your consumption figures since the start, you can get your long-term figures, you can get your refueling figures, and you can get other little bits of information. If you click on setup here, you'll see you can change your stability control, your tyres, driver assistance, parking and manoeuvring, mirrors and wipers, time and date, and the most important one is this, service. Now, as you can see, we've recently serviced this car and the next one isn't due for another year, so that will just give you full confidence and reassurance that there's no maintenance required for the foreseeable future. If you do click on menu, that will bring up all the options we've just discussed, but in picture format: radio, media, telephone, vehicle, images, so you can save photos and change screensavers, sound and setup. Moving down, we've got air conditioning, we've got dual zone, or as I like to call it, for him and for her. So if your lady friend in the passenger seat is very hot, you can turn hers right the way down to low. And if your lady friend is hot looking and you need to get a little bit under the collar, you can turn yours down as well. Or if she's dressed up and you're not feeling it, you can turn it right up and it can get your pulses racing, quite literally, and you can get a bit of a dab on. The severity of the air blown out is controlled through this. You can of course click auto and that will do it automatically, or you can turn it off because it makes a racket. Moving down, you've got just the little notification here and just the reminder just behind that it is 4Motion, which is of course VW's four-wheel drive system. The piano gloss black and chrome works really well, and just under there you have a little bit more storage, an auxiliary port and a USB port also. So now we're getting on to the real showpiece of the car, the DSG gearbox, or should I say the famed DSG gearbox. Fantastic for delivering power, really nice shifts, really smooth transitions, and as a lot of people like to know them, DSG farts. When you are driving this quite enthusiastically and you change gear in the manual paddle, it will let out a little squeal of delight, but I'm going to let you find out what that sounds like. Most important is driving mode. So on these you have 4 presets: Eco, Normal, Race and Individual. As you'll be able to see, on Individual you have the option to configure the driving setup to suit you. So you can change your steering, the drive, the adaptive cruise control, the cornering lighting, which basically means when you turn a corner the light will turn with the car as well. You've got air conditioning and the interior engine sound. So I touched on it earlier, these do have synthesized noise known as sound couture, and what that is, it pumps into the cabin through the speakers a few nicer notes as if you're in a louder car. It's not as prominent from the exterior, but it does still sound nice. But if we click on the driving mode, you'll see Eco. The noise dies right down, the optimum selection for economical driving. You've got Normal, and then when you put it in Race, if you listen, you'll hear the car change. That's the same as the Individual mode. You've got Auto Start Stop, traction control off, and you've got the parking sensor alerts just there. You've got an electronic parking brake, an auto hold for the hills, you've got a 12-volt charger in here, and you've got further storage just in here. But you'll see from the seating, it's a car that's designed to turn heads, and it certainly does. And in the rear, you've got Isofix for your young children, so it's not only a sports car, but it's a practical car. People loves the Golf because they do everything. You've got a fold-down load-through armrest just there, and the rear seat on the left behind the driver. Again, no marks on the bolster, full Isofix system. Great working order. And you've also here, if you can just see, you've got the air conditioning for in the back. It is controlled from the one in the front, but they can just determine the severity and how much air is blown into the cabin. But as an overall, that is our view on the VW Golf R. We think it's a great car, but most importantly, we think you will too. I mean, that is one good looking bit of kit. It's very easy to see why Golf Rs are so popular and so understated. So if you do have any questions regarding this car, regarding any of the other cars we've got in stock, our extensive finance or part exchange options, we would love to hear from you. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.